What do I really think about NBA 2K24, this pay for fun piece of crap? Yes, that's right, fellas, pay for fun, not pay to win, pay for fun. 2K has taken it one step further when it comes to sucking the life out of you if you don't want to pay to have fun with this game, because there's two different types of gameplay when it comes to NBA 2K24, and that's being a 60 overall, which is a bloody nightmare. It really is, fellas. They throw everything at you to just keep you down in the cellars, and it sucks. And being a 90 overall, it really does look fun. I haven't experienced it for myself yet because I'm still grinding away at this character, because the grind is real, fellas, if you don't pay to have fun this year, because NBA 2K24 isn't fun. It's a chore to pay unless you pay. NBA 2K24 is broken down into two things, gameplay and off the court, and one is way better than the other, fellas, and that's the gameplay, because gameplay is getting better and better. The more I unlock, the more attributes I get and badges I unlock, the better the game gets. But I ain't gonna lie, fellas, the grind is real this year, which holds you back. The gameplay is a lot of fun, but the grind is something that's just holding it back for a lot of players. The barrier for entry is way too high. And the off the court features are a big fat L for me, fellas. They really are. Lagging and being kicked for 75% of the games. I'm just lagging, man. I'm gonna get kicked. This is terrible. Yeah, there I go. This is why I don't play. Nah, I can't play theater, man. I can't play theater mode. I just get kicked. My experience hasn't been a good one, but for most players that aren't having the same problem as me, which is a good thing, but be prepared, it could happen to you if you do buy this game. So let's start off with the good things, the gameplay. Steals aren't too crazy this year. It's a lot easier to pass the ball around, fellas, but a lot harder to dribble. You are getting ripped left, right, and center when it comes to right stick ripper, because that badge is way out of hand. I'm seeing on Twitter some crazy animations. Oh my god, how bad it is.
American Cash. Going back to my roots, you know? Oh my god, what the fuck? Did you guys see that? Let's please review that clip.
What?
I couldn't believe some of the animations that people were getting with that right stick ripper. It's crazy, but it is a lot easier to pass the ball around, which is a good thing. Lanes aren't completely taken every time you pass the ball, so you can get away with some bad passes, but really bad passes will still get stolen. And that's the way it should be, in my opinion. It creates more ball movement, which is always a good thing. We don't want to see 99 ball hogs every single day. The last thing I want to talk about when it comes to steals is just the attributes. When you have a low or medium steal, it sucks, fellas. It's really hard to get steals, whether it's with the ball or in passing lanes. It does not matter, but higher steal attributes are way too overpowered. As I said, add it with glove and right stick ripper, you're getting crazy animations. So tone that down a little bit, leave the pass lane steals the same, and we should have a great year when it comes to steals, in my opinion. So the next thing I want to talk about is the shooting. Everyone is complaining about the shooting. Is it good this year? Bang! Let's go! Come on! Bang! Let's go! 75 overall! Lights out, baby! We're gonna start the game this time. Bang! Let's go! I'm on fire! Oh, I can shoot again. I think it's spot on personally, fellas. I really do. It's not that hard. I've got an 83 ball as a big man and I'm green. As long as the game's not lagging, as I said, I lag in 75% of games, but when it's not, it's fine. The shooting is better than ever. It's a little bit harder than last year, and that makes it better, so it doesn't make it so predictable all the time. If a guy's wide open, you always think it's going to go in, but now you don't. There's a chance that they actually might miss. They've made it a little bit harder, which is tweaking a lot of players. A lot of players aren't happy with that attitude added difficulty to shooting. It's not a big difficulty jump, but it is there. And just like last year, it's easier than ever to find a jump shot. I've pretty much found my jump shot and I've stuck with it since day one. Literally, you can find a jump shot with a click of a finger. Once you see one that you like with a visual cue, you just tweak the speed of the jump shot with the release points and you're golden. It's that simple. The only limitation when it comes to shooting is your shooting attributes, which allows you to unlock certain jump shots. Some jump shot bases and releases are better than others, and combined together requires higher jump shot attributes, which is a good thing in my opinion because it doesn't force everybody on the same jump shot no matter what build that they have. The last thing I want to talk about when it comes to shooting is just the shot feedback. It just seems a little off sometimes. It really does. I swear I release it perfect, maybe slightly early or slightly late, and I get very late, very early. That might be due to the lag, I'm not too sure, but the shot meter, especially in the Gatorade Center, doesn't feel right. If you're trying to learn your shot, don't do it in the Gatorade Center. Do it in one of the practice facilities or Chris Brickley's gym, because the shot feedback just seems broken and wrong in the Gatorade Center. So the next thing I want to talk about is battle in the paint and not rebounding, because in my opinion, rebounding sucks. The ball physics just doesn't feel right. Players are grabbing rebounds over the top of me. It just feels weird. Some people may like that, but to me, if I'm in good position, I should get the rebound every single time. It doesn't matter whether they've got a 99 attribute. As long as you've got a half decent rebound like an 80, a 90, you should be fine getting every single rebound as long as you've got positioning. It just doesn't make sense to me how they can just reach through your body and grab the ball just because they've got a higher attribute or 2 inches reach longer than you. It just doesn't make sense. It makes no point to boxing out if a player can just grab it over the top of you even if you jump. There's just no point to positioning unless you just hold out the box out. But if the ball does bounce long, you'll miss it because you have to jump for the long rebounds. But short rebounds, you'll be fine. But if it does bounce long, you have to jump. So you just automatically miss it because the big man behind you has a higher attribute or a couple of inches of reach. Position means nothing, and that just isn't right for me. But I digress. Rebounding is one small thing that I wish changed and just went back to normal in my opinion, fellas. But the next thing I want to talk about is jump timing and body position is everything when it comes to defense in the paint, and I love it. If you aren't in the right position and if you jump at the right time, you're gonna get cooked, fellas. You're gonna get dunked on. You're gonna give up easy baskets in the paint. You've got to get your jumps right, and you've got to get your hands up defense right. You've got to get your position right, and that's the way it should be. It should be the skill to play inside the paint defense instead of just jumping at everything and just hoping that you get a block. Now you actually have to jump at the right time. Sometimes you might have to jump. Sometimes you might have to play hands up. It takes a skill to know that every situation is different, and I love every little bit of it. A few new block animations would be nice as well, added in. A few new snatch block animations. We've still got the standard snatch block animation. A couple more added in would be great too. The last thing I want to talk about is strength. Even if you don't use strength, you still need it to counter animations, because if you don't have the strength, those inside guys are going to throw you around like a rag doll. And if you don't have it for the guards as well, because they will even push you out of the way with blow by badges and things like that. So if you don't have strength, you're going to struggle unless you have the badges as well to counter it. You either need the badges to stop the animations or you need strength, because there is going to be so many RNG animations that just push you out of the way if you don't have strength to counter it. Whether that's a good or a bad thing is up to you to figure out, because I fucking hate it, to be honest, fellas, but that's what's in the game. The last thing I want to talk about when it comes to gameplay is just a few random gameplay things. I can't really comment about the dribbling, fellas, because I haven't made a guard with high enough animations yet. I'm at a 71 overall, so I'm still trying to get my guard up as high as possible to get some animation, so I can't really comment on dribbling, but it doesn't really look overpowering, and it doesn't really look over the top to guard. Like, I'm guarding it with a big man with 50 perimeter defense, and it's pretty simple. There's times when I get blown out of the way at times, but for the most part, it's not crazy. There's not too many speed boost animations that accelerate them a million miles a second, which is great, because that's what killed a lot of dribble moves and things last year, because a lot of players would rely on that speed boost to get open, and if they didn't get that speed boost, they couldn't get open. And with that speed boost being pretty much taken out of the game, dribblers are struggling to dribble because they can't left, right, left-right cheese. They actually have to use dribble moves to get open, or some sort of, I'm mumbling, I'm ranting, I'm raving, some sort of shot variety to get an open shot with a spin jumper, a hop jumper, or something different, a floater, something different instead of just doing left, right, left, right, left, right, drive, left, right, left, right, left, right, drive. They actually have to use dribble moves to get open instead of just relying on that speed boost cheese. The next thing I want to talk about is the contest system. The contest system was fine last year, but now I don't know whether it's that pro animation shit or whatever they want to call it, but there's the weirdest ghost contests, and then you smother a guy and it's open, and it's just all over the place. They need to fix the contest system, and they need to fix it fast, because they are getting contests from the right of people to behind people, just all over the place. They've got to fix it, and it's got to be fixed ASAP. So the last thing I want to talk about is just a few off the court things, and now that players have to buy rewards, I thought they would have brought some heat, but they didn't. They really didn't, fellas. The best thing is a pogo stick. You gotta pay $137 for. The city is a giant waste of space again. Should just be a giant street instead of a giant city. You only pretty much stay in one part anyway. The only reason why you go to other parts is because you're forced to. Same problems with the city, as I said, time and time and time again. I don't mind the parks this year. The Rise one looks cool. The Elite one looks cool. I did wish the Rec and the Theatre got an overhaul. I really do. Apparently it's coming in season 2, so hopefully it's a big change and something that is different with the Rec, so we're not looking at the same shit for 12 months, and hopefully get overhauled maybe 3 or 4 times in a year instead of once every 5. So the next thing I want to talk about is banning players. This only works in a perfect world. Yeah, I get it. They don't want people leaving games, but when you're playing a Rec game, going with players that just drive and drive and drive, don't pass the ball, you've got to leave. You have to. I don't want to leave. I never want to leave. But when my teammates are just not passing me the ball, throwing up contested shots, I don't blame people for leaving. And then what about the players like me that have server issues, and I get kicked and then I get banned for an hour? See, these ideas work in a perfect world, but in reality they just don't. Just a few more things before I end the video. On the rep rewards, they're cool. They're cool for the sweats. I don't really like the rep personally. It doesn't matter to me because I'm never going to be legend. It's cool that it's in the game, and I'm glad that it is for those players that do die hard the game and want to play it every second of the day. But for me, it's not a really big thing, but it's cool to have something in there for those players that want to play every minute of every day. Crossplay seems cool, even though everyone seems to think that it's the reason for the lag, which it could be. I've got no friggin' idea, but crossplay is a good thing. If they do fix up the lag and crossplay gets implemented correctly into the game, like it has, it's worked fine, but everyone's saying that it's the reason for the input lag. If it is, it's got to be fixed ASAP, because this shit can't happen in 2023. We can't have laggy servers anymore, because I've had laggy servers every single day that I've played this game, time and time again. If you've had my experience, you would have chucked this game out the window a long time ago, but I'm giving it the benefit of the doubt. I'm trying my hardest to fight through the lag, fight through the kicks every single game, the error messages time and time and time again. If you've had my experience, you wouldn't enjoy this game, and it could happen to you. So as I said at the start of the video, be prepared. If the servers don't get along with your connection, you could be getting error coded, and be at the hostage of the developers in just hoping that they'll fix this pile of shit. But anyway, guys, I've talked and raved long enough. If you do like these raves, whatever you want to call them, don't forget to leave a like, hit the subscribe button, and I'll catch us later.